So, hey, what's up, girl?
Hey, girl, hey.
How you been doing?
I'm good.
What's been happening this week? You got some news?
I do. I got some big news. Well,
What's your
big for me.
news?
I got a new car.
You did. What'd you get?
I got. It is a Lexus, and it's got an F on it. What is that? It's an IS because I had an ES. I have a Lexus IS FJ.
Sport. Not
Sport.
an She's gonna create an entirely new car line.
I love it.
It's really, really cute.
She goes.
Yeah, not
And then we have-
enough.
Well, she got to keep it calm. She got to keep it calm. We ain't about that life.
So she got her new car yesterday. Was driving home last night. I'm on the phone with her. We're talking.
No, not on the phone because it goes through the car. I'm updated. It's in the car.
Yes. Oh, that was the first thing we did was connected her phone before. But we're talking through the phone.
Because I'm fancy.
Anyways. And I hear something. It sounds like she's dropped her phone. And she goes, "Bitch, I just got rear-ended." I said, "No, you fucking did not. No, you didn't." That's all I could say was, "No, you did not."
My eyeballs wanted to cry so bad. And then my brain must have went into hysteria. It's got to be the hormone imbalance. Listen, thank God for menopause.
She was
because all I could do was laugh.
She was like Harley Quinn. I was like, oh my God, what is happening? So she gets off the phone, but you have to tell the story of the little guy, the guy that got out of his car.
Oh my God. So I'm dazed and confused, and all I can do is laugh, and my eyeballs are like, "Girl, we about to cry." And I'm like, "No, the hell we not."
Not in the middle of Rosa Parks. No, ma'am.
I look in my mirror, and this guy in a really tight t-shirt is like, yeah, it was. He's like angry walking, and I thought, oh, bet. I'm built for this. I wish you would get PC with me, baby. And so I jump out of the car, and before my brain could engage words, he says, "Oh my God, are you okay?" And I was like, oh, took the wind out my sails. And I was like, well, shit. But then I realized he is like upset. He is very quickly trying to explain to me somebody hit him. It launched him into me, and I was like, okay. And he just kept saying, "Are you okay?" I'm like, "But I'm fine, Shug." And his phone goes to ringing, and it's his wife, and he's snipping at the wife, and I can't understand everything he's saying. And he's just like, "I don't even know where I'm at. I'm not even from here. Been at the hospital all day." And I was like,
he wasn't from here.
No. He's up like Clarksville way, I guess. Or
Okay. But he's from the area.
He's in Tennessee.
Okay.
Girl, let me not say town names because I don't even know where I'm at anyways.
Gotcha. Now, he's close enough.
Yeah, like somewhere. He said it would take him like an hour to still get home.
Yeah.
So, he's calling Metro, and I'm Bubba done told me to call the non-emergency line. So, after we get that, well, first of all, don't neither one, me or this man, know where we at. So, I'm on the phone with non-emergency, and I'm like, "Hey, listen, gal, let me tell you how I got here, and I'm going to give you a landmark." So, I tell her my drive from work. She's like, "Girl, let me send you a text. I'm going to get your location." It doesn't work.
Oh, no.
We can't get it to work, and she starts laughing. Sweet as she could be. Whoever this woman is needs a raise because she did find me. I just pulled my maps up, and I was like, "Hey, I'm going to describe this stuff to you."
I guarantee she was like, if I could have these people every day, this is because she gets some straight bullshit calls. Metro Nashville. Oh, Lord.
She said, "Are you sure you don't need EMS?" I said, "No, ma'am. This is my normal."
I mean, I do, but not for this.
So we get that squared away, and it was just like, I don't know, like a waterfall effect, right? So the big SUV that hit the little Corolla car.
Oh, I didn't know what he was in.
Yeah, it was like the cause, the troublemaker, was in a big old SUV, Honda SUV. And he's just like, "What do we need to do?" I was like, "Oh, he's
called
we've already called Metro, like we just wait." And he's like, "No, what can we just get done?"
Like to make it go away?
I reckon. And I was like, "Well, baby, don't. Who am I to turn that kind of opportunity. I said, do you have $100,000?
You say you about to be my Splenda daddy.
I said, you got $100,000 that you can just whip out right now? He said, what? I said, $100,000. Did you just pull out your ass right now on the side of the road? He said, for what? He is frustrated with me.
Well, I mean, maybe he shouldn't have hit y'all.
Corolla man is like right here. I was like, well, I'm not leaving for less than 50 G's. That's the new car. I picked her up less than 12 hours ago. He said, it's not that bad. It's up. 50 G's. And he don't need less than 50 G's.
For pain and suffering and also disappointment.
Oh, I said, oh, what?
Did you know they charge $5 a minute at daycare for every minute you are late? That could have quickly ate into that 50 G. But $5 a minute? Listen, I'm just saying. It's justifiable.
And I didn't get home till what, 8?
Oh, yeah.
That's a lot of minutes. That's a lot of minutes. Just saying. So, anywho, the little cop comes. Kudos to, I don't know, Officer, Deputy Massey, I don't know. Couldn't really read his handwriting, but he was phenomenal. Best little attitude, but he kept reminding me that he had a camera and that he had to record. And I don't know why I wasn't even like really cursing or nothing.
You about to pop up on them TikTok accounts? You know the ones?
He's about to listen.
Like part 1, part 2, part 3. Oh, that's that girl from that podcast.
The SUV man kept talking to the little Corolla man.
Oh, no. And he was still pissed off.
And he was aggravated, and nobody was stopping it, and I felt bad for him. So I said, hey, 1, 2, 3, friend, let's read the room. He don't want to talk to you. Let's give him a minute. He does not want to be talked to right now. It's not a good time. And his face, like, looked at me. He says, what? I don't know what his deal with was what, but he hurt my nerves with the what. Anyways, I repeated myself politely because officer said we was being recorded. I said, friend, he does not want to be talked to. Why don't you get in the car and talk to your wife? She likes you. And the cop reminded us yet again, hey, I just need to remind y'all, I have a, And I just patted the little arm. I said, I know you have been very informative. I got that. We got that. You're doing a good job. I don't care if you're recording. So that little man got frustrated, went back to his car. All of us are getting a little separated, going back to our car. The cop comes back to my car, and I just, I'm already scary. First of all, that was not a good thing at the side of the road and all these people at rush hour. I turned just a little bit, and that man was right behind me. I said, oh, hey. And he says, it's not bad.
Oh, the guy from the SUV?
Yes, girl. Right up on me. I said, we don't need supervision. He got it. The officer's recording. He's got it.
Oh, Lord have mercy. And truly, I'm very shocked at the state of the Corolla and what it was in versus your car. That's very, very minimal. From what we can see with our eyes, and we haven't pulled anything apart, but I'm pleasantly surprised, and I feel much better about you being in that car.
Yeah, because that was a pretty hard hit.
Absolutely.
It shocked me.
Yeah, if a full-size SUV hit a Corolla hard enough to total it, and that's the amount of damage you got. Now, it's getting fixed, but I'm really glad that you're safe. And it was, if it had to happen, it was very minimal. So, oh, God. Well, I'm glad you're still in good spirits and excited about your car.
And I invited the little officer. I told him he needed to check out the podcast.
Danielle.
I did. I was like, I know you got some stories. And again, I'll keep you anonymous, or we can come up with a real fun name. Officers, whatever. You give me some boundaries and I can get you.
Officer Splenda.
I don't know. I think we can come out with something really fun or good. Hit me up. I know you got stories. He looked like he got stories.
Oh, Lord. Having a Metro. You know what? I bet he does. Working Metro PD, I bet he's got some crazy stories. We might have to have one on the podcast one day.
Remember, there was that one cop that I kept passing when I first moved here? I always met up with him on that Trinity stretch.
Uh-huh.
Which I don't know what kind of cop he was. I just know he had a badge. But it was the same one. And it was like twice a week. And I would be jamming and dancing.
That's their meet cute. Loving the traffic lane.
That cop was fun. Because he would like make hand gestures. There was one time he rolled his window down. and did like that. And so I turned my music up and then turned it back down because I didn't know
Danielle,
if I
now
could get a ticket.
hold on.
Yeah.
Hold the phone. You already tried this once. You was with the cop and it ended badly.
Oh, no, I don't want to date him. I just thought he was fun.
Okay.
And then I would get behind him because you're not going to pull me over if I'm behind you. And he did do a little bit over the speed limit.
Well, let's get started on all these questions and stuff today. You have not seen these.
I have not.
And this has been stressing you out so badly.
It's rude.
Listen, okay. The reason why is because I didn't want you to have time to prep. Because the first one is for you specifically.
Oh, shit.
It says, I'm starting over after a divorce in my early 40s and I feel so lost and out of touch. Dani, you've said you've been through too. So how do you find your identity and sense of self and normal again? This is from Monica R.
Well, one, I don't feel normal at all. And I don't know that I've ever felt normal, but if I had, it's been a long time. Long enough my dementia kicked in. You just go create a bunch.
Because, what is normal? Is that just what you're comfortable in? That's like your baseline? Is that what we're calling normal? Or is normal what you're comparing yourself to others? That measuring stick.
I just did a bunch. And I found that there were multiple sides to my personality that I loved. And it's not for, not everybody gets that side of your personality. You get a lot more of my raw, private, very guarded side, right? I wouldn't give that to everybody.
Right.
And then some get my silly and sassy, and then some get very serious. And I really feel like it's just about you create whatever you want. And if at some point you're like, I don't like her, all right, peace, sister. She got to go and create somebody else. Until you find something that you feel so happy and so comfortable and so in love with that you're like...
You're in that state of flow.
Yeah.
Where it doesn't feel
forced.
It doesn't feel like you're having to check yourself constantly to step back into character. That state of flow, and that's where you manifest. That's where you progress and grow from. Absolutely.
And no character. Just let it... If you find yourself you have these... I have weird dorky moments. And sometimes, afterwards, I'm like, oh my God, why'd I say that? I no longer care. Oh, that's me. That's personality number 4. Yeah. Love her.
Yeah, and I think that's where the identity, how do you find your identity? It's just about trial and error. Trying new things, figuring out what you like. Since you've been here... Now, you were divorced long before you moved up.
Yeah.
However, moving from Florida to Tennessee, that was a big change. And you had to, yet again, find your new normal and your new state of flow and your rhythm here. And everything about your life changed. And I've seen you grow so much. I mean, the type of people that you surround yourself with, your boundaries and your standards and your standard of living, the way you like your house has changed so much.
So much.
You have stepped into this girly, feminine, cottage core.
I was told, or I don't, maybe I wasn't told, maybe I read it, I don't know, there's no telling. Wherever it came from, this is what it has said. When a girl finds her love for pink, especially soft pink, she is well on her way to healing.
Huh.
And baby,
I've never heard that. I'm learning so much sitting on this couch with people. You eat with your eyes has stuck with me. I mean, there are just things that you guys have... When you find your love of pink, you're on your way to healing. And I think that is because pink is associated with the feminine energy. And when you step into your feminine flow, that's where all of your guards are down.
Yep.
That's where you're most in alignment. I love that.
And look how much pink I've dumped in that house.
Oh my gosh. It is everywhere, truly. I love it.
Powder pink.
Your pink Christmas tree, your pink, all of your pink decorations.
I got so many ideas for this year.
We got to start DIYing now.
Yeah.
Literally. Okay. I'm a mom to 2 under 5 and married for 7 years now. Ooh. First of all, right there is hard enough.
Ooh.
2 under 5.
That's a lot.
We've been together for going on 10 years. Honestly, I just feel as though I'm fading into nothing special. I stay home with the kids and do 100% of the cooking, cleaning, shopping, parenting. He gets home from work and plops down on the couch, and all he can say is how tired he is and how rough his day was. I'm starting to resent him. Is it too much for him to ask how my day was? I'm grateful that I can stay home with our kids, but I'm really struggling with how he seems to just expect everything from me with little to no acknowledgement. And this is from Tired and Stressed Mom. Girl. I know, I'm about to cry.
It is not too much to ask. It is absolutely not too much to ask. However, play devil's advocate. Somebody has to start the conversation, and it's got to be uncomfortable, and it has to be very direct, and it has to be in a safe space.
It does not have to be emotionally charged. Correct. You can be emotional because we're emotional creatures, but it doesn't. And the way I preface with Rich is by saying this. I'm going to tell you some things. I need you to listen. It may come across as me being X, Y, and Z. I don't mean it to come across that way, but my feelings are hurt. I'm in a bad place mentally. Like, I just need you to be a listener. And then go and digest that. Don't respond immediately. Go think about it and then come back to me and let's have this conversation, because I'm going to be emotionally charged and I'm not going to be able to continue the conversation from a calm place. He's going to be emotionally charged because it's going to be painful, the things that I say. And immediately, especially men, their knee-jerk reaction is to fix, which women take as, you're not listening to my feelings. Yeah. And I think that men get defensive also because it's almost like we're attacking their character. Their job is innately to protect and provide, right? And so if he thinks that he's failed at that, protect your heart, provide a safe space, provide whatever it is, whatever you're missing, then they're going to take it defensively, and that's going to be their response. So I think opening that conversation up like that is a really smart move. Just saying, I'm gonna lay all my eggs out, and I just need you to listen, and then just take it and mull over it for a little bit.
There are a lot of styles out there for opening conversations and having conversations like that.
Yeah.
And it truly boils down to finding the style for each person. And you don't have to have the same style. But it is a matter of identifying which one of you needs what. But the important piece always falls on respect, right? Like, you both have to be respectful. You both have to be mindful. There are... I have watched... TikTok. I absolutely love TikTok for anything, learning how to grow, especially with communication. One of the tips, suggestions that I had watched that I really liked, and have utilized several times, was you go in and you set a timer. You get 7 minutes or 10 minutes or whatever, and you set the timer, and that person gets to talk. You cannot interrupt that person. You are listening. You are there to listen. No defensiveness. And if you have to, there was one suggestion made where you don't look at each other, right?
Yeah.
You sit facing away.
Yeah.
For it. This is for you to listen. And it can't be comments of attacking, right? It's very much, I feel when you do XYZ, it makes me feel, it makes me think.
Yeah.
And then that person gets whatever it is, 5 minutes, 7 minutes to sit in silence, process, because when they talk, it is not to attack or defend themselves. The other person, the partner's time is not meant for defensiveness. It is meant for them to do exactly what you did. And then you again, set a time. Some people had to set 15 minutes, an hour. Some people took a whole day. You pondered on it. You stayed away from whatever could trigger arguments, and then you come back to it.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that opens the door for us to listen to hear, listen to understand.
That's it. So many people listen to respond, not listen to understand. And that is, first of all, having 2 under 5 is a huge job. They are 100% reliant on you from the time their eyes open to the time their eyes close. And it's really easy to lose a sense of self-identity. So if there is any chance that you can get away and reconnect with you as a woman, not as a wife, not as a mom, not as anything else other than just a woman, reconnect with yourself and get back in touch with that part of yourself. I think that will help you not feel so lost. And what did she say? He plops down on the couch and all he can say is how tired he is and how rough his day was. Well, I'm going to say this, and I don't mean it to sound mean or rude or that I'm attacking her. But something that I have really, Rich and I both have had to wrap our heads around is that just because one of us makes a statement about ourselves, it's not taking anything away from the other person. So he probably is really tired, and he probably did have a really rough day. That doesn't mean that you being tired and you having a rough day is any less significant. Now, women generally tend to not try to bombard people with their problems, right? Immediately as they walk through the door, oh my God, it's been such a rough day with the kids and this happened, because we have been preconditioned to not be naggers. Meanwhile, when men do it, they're not being naggers to society standard. They are venting to their wife, and they should be allowed to do that. Well, newsflash, both sides should be allowed to do it. So maybe have that conversation of, hey, when you first come in, instead of making a practice of competing for whose day was harder or whose day was worse, maybe just take a few minutes to love on each other. Grab a hug.
So that was some other tips and tricks. Listen to me. I'm really good at being single. I have great advice that doesn't work. Maybe take this with a grain of salt. Some of the tips that I had went through and watched and read was absolutely set a schedule, right? Like you have set schedules like that. When you come in, the first thing you do before words are spoken, hug and kiss, right?
Yeah.
Get your physical touch in.
Yeah.
And then make sure you're hugging and kissing on the kids, right? Because they're going to be excited to see whoever has not been home all day.
Yeah.
The other thing, and I use this with Amber. I found it with couples, and I did see it where they used it with families, moms and kids or whatever. But you question your person. Hey, what was your rose today? And it makes them think your rose is what was your best part, right?
Yeah.
And it makes them think. It makes them pull something happy, a happy thought.
Yeah.
Okay. What's your lemon? Your lemon is your sour part. What was the worst part?
Yeah.
And you get to tell me one of each, right?
Yeah.
You got to pick, and then you have to ask me, and I get to tell you the same. And then it's just a matter of one of the tips was kids typically, depending on age, you got to make it age appropriate. You can give them a snack or set them in front of something that can entertain them for 10 minutes, 10 to 15 minutes. And you do your quick meet and greet, like it's almost like having an end of the day meeting, like your spin down. And then once the kids are put to bed or what have you, 30 minutes to reconnect. And while you're reconnecting, you're touching.
Yeah.
Whether it's just holding hands. Now, obviously, there's times where we're going to not like our partner. Maybe you shouldn't touch them.
Yeah.
Maybe we should keep it safe. But when you can.
Gentle touches. Yeah.
I mean, some people don't like PTA.
I'm fine with PTA with him. No, but I think he's done a really good job at that of of learning to walk through the door, and immediately he finds me, hug, kiss, and the first words out of his mouth, I missed you so much.
Oh, y'all are sickening cute
Even
after
though,
work.
even though, because a lot of times I leave early. And so, but I want to also touch just a smidge on the topic of resentment. It is so easy to get lost in the shuffle of building a life that you forget why you chose to build a life with that person. And seeds of resentment are planted because you don't have the full scope of that other person's responsibility and baggage throughout the day. You can't know what you don't know.
Yeah.
Now you can say, can you wrap your head around this thing that I explained to you? Sure. But you can't fully sympathize with that person because you've never lived it. He does not stay home with the children. He doesn't know how mentally and physically draining it is. He can somewhat comprehend it, but he can't fully sympathize. But newsflash, you can't really sympathize with him and how draining his job is. And so he may have a smidge of resentment that in his mind, your job is lighter and you get to stay home with the kids. Maybe he doesn't. Maybe he fully comprehends how hard that is. And maybe you, on some level, resent him for being able to leave the house every day and have adult interactions and conversations, and it feels more like freedom to you than your job. I guarantee you he doesn't see it that way. So I think just having more empathy for each other and where you're at, and finding, like you said, the peaks and the pits, and finding the ways to be so grateful for one another. And take all of this with a grain of salt, because we are reading a paragraph. There is absolutely more to everybody's story. But if just this little bit of advice can help, coming from two chicks who have been married and divorced and in relationships again, and I'm remarried now and trying to learn from my mistakes in my first marriage, we hope that this helps big time.
And if not,
I mean,
being single is not bad.
No,
It's not terrible.
it's not.
I'm just playing. It's really not that bad, but
Sometimes single is the answer.
Communication, respect.
From both sides.
Yeah. What is
Reciprocation.
Reciprocation? Come up with a new word.
No, reciprocity is a word. It just isn't
It's the wrong word. No, absolutely. But the communication is the biggest thing.
Absolutely.
So huge.
Yeah. And date nights. Figure out how to take date nights. Make it a regular thing. Look forward to it. Put effort into planning it. You guys, because here's the thing. One day those kids are going to be grown and gone and out of the house.
Yes.
It feels like forever. I promise you, I'm staring down the barrel of the last 3 years of mine.
It's not forever.
It really isn't.
It goes so fast.
It isn't. And you're going to turn around one day and you're going to go, I raised these amazing kids, and now you're left with your spouse. And you don't want to wake up one day and realize that you didn't put in the effort with your spouse that you should have. Because then it's really, really hard to get that back. So, okay, moving on. Now, this is a funny story.
Okay.
So, this is from Katie M. Okay, so picture this. It's my first year joining the PTA when my kid starts kindergarten.
Oh, Lord.
She's new. She's bright-eyed and bushy-tailed.
You got energy.
She's got big dreams.
Oh.
I'm determined to impress everyone. Like, I'm going to be that mom. I sign up for cupcakes because a literal monkey could bake cupcakes, right? No. Wrong. Except, I waited until like midnight the night before to bake them. I'm running on fumes and coffee. So the kids are in bed and I'm channeling my inner Martha Stewart, minus a Snoop Dogg counterpart, which may have saved me from my nearly fatal mistake. Everybody needs a little Snoop. Instead of grabbing the powdered sugar for the frosting, I grabbed the flour. Yep, flour. I'm whipping it together thinking, why is this so lumpy? It's a bunch of 5-year-olds. They won't care. I get through and go to bed thinking not a second thought. The next morning, I show up for the event with my tray of questionable-looking baked treats. I'm feeling pretty confident when I see out of the corner of my eye a mom take a bite and immediately spit it out, trying to hide her disgusted face. I freeze. Oh my God, what? It was too late. Numerous kids had already grabbed my Frankencakes. I didn't have time to warn them before they started gagging and spitting it out.
And these kids have no filters.
And then a kid yells, Mommy, I think this is glue on the top. That's not the worst part. The PTA president, who I'm trying to impress, comes over and says, we will just set these over here and move them to the far back of the table and puts the cover back on it. Long story short, I'm the mom who almost poisoned the entire kindergarten class, and I have been banned from cupcake duty for the foreseeable future. I'm just waiting on the therapy bills for cupcake-induced PTSD.
I can't wait for the story. This one time in kindergarten.
This lady put glue on her cupcakes. What a monster. They should have had Jessica's Cupcake Co. Seriously, I don't even play with baking. If I show up with baked goods, you better put money down. They came from Publix. Because Sam knows my limitations.
I mean, we'll bake, but I don't know for school. I'm lazy. We're going to get the cupcake. Now, I'm going to pay extra, right? Like, that's what my kid's going to miss out on. I'm not Betty Crocker.
I know where I fall short.
I'm going to pay extra for them really cool cupcakes, like with the designs and fondant and whatever.
Absolutely. You going to pay $5 a cupcake for that beautiful Publix made.
But I'm going to go to bed
treat.
at 9 o'clock. You're not keeping me up till midnight.
Oh, my God. Lord. Oh, and the PTA is a whole different story for another podcast.
I wonder what kind of neighborhood, like what vibe that school was, that PTA.
There's a dude outside. Danielle, what is happening?
What was he doing?
Did you hire somebody to clean the windows?
No, y'all want me to go mess with him?
Well, that's a wrap. Thanks for hanging out with us today, guys. We're going to figure out who is brushing the front of our building.
Oh, no, let's go razzle dazzle.
Okay.
Bring the camera. I bet I can get some good shit on camera. Bring the camera.
Until next time, guys. What was the outro? I don't even remember it anymore.
Just her saying razzle dazzle.
Y'all be good. Y'all be sassy.
Razzle dazzle.
Razzle dazzle.